Critical thinking is essential for success in colleges and also in their life. It is the foundation upon which students can build their academic and personal achievements with full attention and with his full attendance in the college. It helps us to understand a complex ideas means it is a thought or concept that is made up of multiple interconnected parts and is often difficult to understand. To solve such problems and make informed decisions, whether it's tackling a challenging math problem, conducting a science experiment, or brainstorming creative solutions, critical thinking is at the heart of these activities. Students with strong critical thinking skills are better equipped to navigate the challenges of the 21st century. In a world that is constantly changing and evolving, these skills are more important than ever. They can analyze information, evaluate evidence, and form their own opinions. This ability to think independently and critically is crucial for academic success and for making informed decisions in everyday life. Critical thinking is not just about being smart. It's about being curious, open-minded, and willing to question assumptions. It is about being able to think clearly and rationally. This means being able to follow a logical process, consider different perspectives, and arrive at well-reasoned conclusions. It is about being able to see all sides of an issue and to weigh the evidence fairly. This skill is particularly important in today's information-rich world where students are constantly bombarded with data and opinions. Critical thinking is a skill that can be learned and developed with practice. Through consistent effort and the right guidance, students can enhance their ability to think critically. By encouraging critical thinking in the classroom, we can help our students to reach their full potential. This involves creating an environment where questioning and deep thinking are encouraged. We can help them to become active, engaged learners who are prepared for the challenges of the future. These students will be better equipped to handle complex problems and make thoughtful decisions. So how do we encourage critical thinking? By fostering a culture of curiosity, encouraging open dialogue, and providing opportunities for students to practice these skills in a supportive environment. One of the best ways to encourage critical thinking is to ask open-ended questions. These questions are designed to stimulate more than just a simple yes or no response. Open-ended questions are questions that do not have a single right answer. They are crafted to provoke thought and reflection, allowing students to explore various possibilities and viewpoints. They encourage students to think for themselves and to come up with their own ideas. This process helps them develop their reasoning skills and fosters a deeper understanding of the subject matter. For example, instead of asking, "What is the financial capital of India?" we could ask, what are some of the advantages and disadvantages of living in a big city like Mumbai? This question opens up a broader discussion about urban life, touching on aspects such as culture, economy, and social dynamics. This type of question requires students to think critically about the topic and to consider different perspectives. It encourages them to weigh various factors and to articulate their thoughts clearly. Other examples of open-ended questions include questions that challenge students to think about complex issues and to express their opinions. What are some of the causes of climate change? This question invites students to explore environmental science, human impact, and global policies. What are some of the challenges of living in a multicultural society? Here, students can discuss cultural differences, integration, and the benefits of diversity. What are some of the ethical implications of artificial intelligence? This question encourages students to think about the future, technology's role in society, and moral considerations. By incorporating open-ended questions into the classroom, teachers can create a more engaging and thought-provoking learning environment. This approach not only enhances critical thinking, but also prepares students for real-world problem-solving. Critical thinking also involves challenging assumptions. It's about questioning the status quo and not accepting things at face value. Assumptions are beliefs that we take for granted. They are often based on our past experiences and cultural background. These assumptions can prevent us from seeing things clearly and from coming up with creative solutions. They can act as invisible barriers to innovation and understanding. To encourage students to challenge assumptions, we can ask them to question their own beliefs and to consider alternative perspectives. This can be done through open discussions and debates. We can also encourage them to be curious and to ask why. Curiosity drives the desire to learn and discover new things. For example, we could ask students to consider the assumption that newer is always better. Is this always true? What are the pros and cons of new versus old? Can they think of any examples where something older might be better than something newer? Perhaps in terms of durability, craftsmanship, or sentimental value. By encouraging students to challenge assumptions, we can help them to become more open-minded and to develop their own unique perspectives. This not only enhances their critical thinking skills, but also prepares them for a world that is constantly changing and evolving. In today's digital age, students have access to a vast amount of information. However, not all information is created equal. Some information is reliable and accurate, while other information is biased or even false. It is important to teach students how to evaluate information critically. This involves considering the source of the information, the author's bias, and the evidence that is presented. Students should be able to distinguish between fact and opinion, and they should be able to identify bias and propaganda. In this chapter, we will explore hands-on activities and critical thinking exercises that can enhance critical thinking skills. These activities include puzzles and games, experiments, project-based learning, and structured critical thinking exercises. Each of these methods provides practical experience and encourages students to apply their critical thinking skills in real-world scenarios. Puzzles and games are a fun and interactive way to stimulate the brain. They challenge students to think logically, recognize patterns, and solve problems. For example, escape room games require students to work together, think critically, and solve puzzles under time pressure. Experiments, on the other hand, offer a scientific approach to learning. By conducting experiments, students can test hypotheses, analyze data, and draw conclusions based on evidence. This hands-on approach not only enhances critical thinking, but also fosters a deeper understanding of scientific principles. Lastly, project-based learning allows students to immerse themselves in complex, real-world problems. By working on projects, students must research, plan, and execute their ideas, all while critically evaluating their progress and outcomes. This method encourages creativity, collaboration, and critical thinking. Critical thinking exercises like Think, Pair, Share, fishbowl discussions, and Socratic seminars also play a crucial role. Use fishbowl discussions to practice active listening and analysis. This strategy involves a small group of students discussing a topic while the rest observe and analyze their arguments, encouraging active listening and critical analysis of different perspectives. Socratic seminars conduct Socratic seminars to explore complex ideas through dialogue. This method promotes critical thinking by engaging students in a collaborative discussion guided by questions that challenge assumptions and encourage deeper exploration of ideas. By incorporating these hands-on activities and critical thinking exercises into the curriculum, educators can create a dynamic learning environment that promotes critical thinking and prepares students for future challenges.